Central Texas's hope for a state champion comes down to one team. It lies at the feet of the Lake Travis Cavaliers. Dave Bear here with Danny Davis and Rick Cantu as always, and we're down to one after Thorndale and Rouse went down in the previous round. We're down to Lake Travis in the state semifinals. They're going to be playing Cedar Hill at 1:30 p.m. Saturday at Floyd Casey Stadium. One game left. Did not get closed down by the Longhorns. Lost to Baylor. Lake Travis, Cedar Hill, Saturday afternoon. Rick, let's start with you. It's a big game. So we're going to break up our pattern a little bit, and let's start with just looking at what the Lake Travis Cavaliers need to do to succeed on offense.
Well, the first thing they need to do to succeed is actually start the game with some complete passes. They've got to get the pressure off Sean Nixon because everybody knows he's the engine that makes Lake Travis go. The weather is supposed to be better this weekend. Thank God for that. After last weekend, my fingers are still, I think, numb. But if DeLira can get them off the line of scrimmage a little bit, it would open it up for Nixon. I think if he passes well, effectively, Nixon goes for a big game too.
All right, and Danny, taking a look at the other side of the ball, what do the Cavs need to do on defense to win?
Yeah, Lake Travis's defense has been playing pretty well. I got to see him last week against A&M Consolidated. Held a A&M Consolidated team that was averaging about 40 points a game to 7 points. So that's pretty impressive. The defensive line led by Zach Davies and Michael Esvala, they've only allowed one 100-yard rusher this season. So Cedar Hill has had some success on the ground in the postseason. They've had 5 100-yard games between Larry Hill and Cedric Ware, I think that's how you pronounce that. But I think Lake Travis is going to be able to contain that. The key for Lake Travis is DeMarcus Lodge, a great junior receiver on Cedar Hill's team. Texas wants him, Baylor wants him, Auburn wants him. Those are kind of the key schools on his list. If you're looking at, there's about 20 schools with offers on there. He has 19 of Cedar Hill's 26 touchdown passes, so the secondary is going to need to watch him because if Cedar Hill can't run it, they're going to be throwing it to him a lot.
All right, and Danny, let's stay with you and change it up and go start looking at best case, worst case for Lake Travis. What do you think best case scenario is for them? What's the worst case on Saturday?
I think the best case scenario is kind of a repeat of what happened last week against Consolidated. They just keep handing the ball out to Sean Nixon. He's able to milk the clock. They get a couple scores from him. Defense plays really well, limits Cedar Hill to 7, 14 points. Worst case scenario, Cedar Hill jumps out early, makes it a high-scoring game, forces Dominic DeLira to win a game in a shootout, and puts pressure on the quarterback that he probably hasn't seen this season. I think that's probably the worst case scenario for them because we know they can win a low-scoring game. We know they can win a defensive battle, but I don't know if it's going to be a 42-41 game if Lake Travis is going to come out on top.
All right, Rick, same question.
Best case scenario would be Lake Travis score first. I think they got to put the pressure on Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill's only had one game this year where they had to make a comeback to win, and that was against Temple. Worst case scenario would be, like Danny said, they've got to throw the ball. If they can't, then Sean is going to get bottled up. But DeLira has actually been one of the most improved quarterbacks in Central Texas from the first week of the season till the last week of the season. Coach Carter has a lot of faith in him. I personally have a lot of faith that they'll find a way to get Nixon the ball, even if they bottle it up. They might pass him the ball. He's a very good receiver, by the way. So I think Nixon still holds the ticket to the victory, which anyway, it's going to be a good one.
All right, now let's get to prediction time, fellas. Are we going to have a Central Texas team make it to Arlington, make it to Jerry World to play for a state championship? Rick, let's start with you. Does Lake Travis get it done?
I'm always afraid to pick against Lake Travis, and I'm going to be afraid again because I think Lake Travis can get it done. Their defense is just flat out better than Cedar Hill. Cedar Hill has actually given up close to 30 points a game in the playoffs. And of course, Lake Travis is coming off that big win, defensive win against A&M Consolidated. I think that they win with defense and Cavaliers go to state.
Danny?
We'll be working next week.
That's all you need to say.
That's all I need to say.
Any score prediction or just Lake Travis moves on?
Like I said, I think they're going to try to make it a bit like last week. I say 24-10.
All right, well, there you have it. Follow along at statesman.com Saturday afternoon as Lake Travis tries to punch their ticket to Arlington for a chance at a state championship. We'll see you.